It's been a while. I hope you have had a good summer. I took a little bit of a break, needed some vacation, needed to recharge the batteries, needed to refocus. And here we are in the studio, the home studio that I will be tearing down. It's been a great space, but as you can see here, it's really crowded. There's really not that much area to move around. And if you want to get in here, you actually have to get past here. Yeah, this has been something coming for a long time. I've been considering moving out of my home studio into some other kind of office space or studio space, and it's finally happening. I'm finally moving out of the home studio, tearing everything down, and I want to take you along for that ride. So in today's video, I'm just gonna discuss my plans a little bit and yeah, talk about some of the struggles, some of the ideas I have, and the challenges with this whole project. Over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, I've recorded so many different videos in different places, not only here in the studio. I think that this is probably the second most used set that I've used in any of my videos. So there's the wallpaper that a lot of you have been commenting on. And yeah, I actually really like this space, not acoustics so much, but it's a pretty nice space, vibey with my kitchen table, and I enjoy sitting here by the window and just making sounds. You probably recognize the bookshelves. This is my living room, and I've recorded a bunch of videos here. There's a lot of lovely light coming in as well from these windows. Look at that overexposure there. Yeah, it's just so nice to record here because of the light, but then again, I only have limited record time because the family comes home and they generally don't like synths in their living room, so... You might be wondering why I need a bigger space. To some people, to some of you watching, my room is actually not that small, but let me just show you why I need more space. I have 3 different tables, 3 different workstations in here, and it's getting a little bit cramped. Can you give me your first impressions of the space? This is Kim. He's a childhood friend of mine and an artist.
I think it looks like a disaster. It looks like this has escalated since I was here last time.
So yeah, really looking forward to just moving these workstations into a larger area, have more breathing room, and also be able to have guests over.
So where are you going to put the blue ones? Are we going to put them here? Oh, we put them there. Great. There. So let's get there. I think it's okay to just put some stuff here. So it's a good storage place.
So let's start with the plans for my space. I'm renting 2 different spaces. One is 20 square meters. It's an office space with a lot of light, and a second one is more of a, it's actually a storage room, and it's about 40 square meters. The reason why I'm renting the storage room is basically because it doesn't have any adjacent offices. So especially for video recording, which is a big part of what I do, I really don't want to get disturbed too much. And here's a little mock-up, a first sketch, just a really rough idea that I posted to Instagram and Twitter, just to give you kind of an idea of where I'm going with it. You know, this is really just a rough first draft. We'll get to the challenges later in this video. So this is the first idea. It just contains kind of the basic stuff that I need, some basic acoustic treatment, as well as ample space for my video production. So here's a 3D render of the space, and yes, there's a beam in the middle of the room. I can't do much about that. You can see I placed some bass traps in the corners. I got absorbers on first reflection and above me, and I'm also considering what to do with the back wall of the room. I need either some kind of diffusion or absorbing over there, as well as maybe some rugs on the floor, mostly for vibes. There's definitely a bunch of challenges that awaits me along this road. The first of them being that I don't know how much sound will actually leak out of the offices and the storage unit and into it. So that's the first order of business, kind of measuring that, looking at that, see what I can do to fix it. And you might be thinking like, whoa, Bo, did you rent a space and you know, for a music studio and you didn't know this? And don't worry, I'm well aware. The thing is, finding a good space where I live hasn't proven easy. And this space was pretty much the best I could get. And it's actually a pretty good fit overall, because you have to look at it like this. I love making music, but making music is not, it's not the biggest part financially of what I do in my business and what I do on YouTube. I make videos, I test gear. A lot of things doesn't require me to play strong, loud music. So in reality, the music side of things, it couldn't be the thing that determined the space, if that makes sense. Like, I'd love to be able to blast music loud, to bring in a drummer and record that, but in reality, that could not be the determining factor. Then there's also the question that I'm not working in a perfect space as is. I'm doing all the things I've done here from my basically a bedroom, and that works. It's just that it's not really sustainable for me personally to work from home, and having worked so close to my family, I'd rather go to work and come back. Because to me, and it might be different to you, to me I have to treat my creative process as a work, otherwise I just don't get stuff done. Like if I don't look at it as work, as me actually getting something out there, finishing something, publishing something, man, it's I can sit forever and tweak the snare drums and bass drums forever. So I have to treat it as work. I need to get out of my home. So yeah, this is not a perfect space. The new studio space is likely not perfect either. I think I can live with that. Now let's talk about the second question that I need to kind of figure out. And that is for the studio part of things, is the acoustic treatment. And there are multiple roads I can take here. The first road I can take is basically taking the homemade absorbers that I made here, which have been working really well for this space. This room is a 4x4 meter room, so it's terrible. It's basically as bad as it gets. Super hard reflective surfaces, and it's a square room. That's really bad. If you know anything about acoustics, that's like peak bad. It's so bad. But these absorbers have been working really well. So I can take them and just put them up in the new space and call it a day. And basically taking my home studio, putting it in a more professional environment, and just live with that. The second road I can take is basically buying a lot of pre-made stuff, pre-made bass traps, acoustic panels. This saves me a ton of time, but it's not as good as having a professional help you or build them yourself according to schematics, because a lot of the pre-made stuff, it's not very thick. A lot of it is about 10 centimeters. I don't know what that's in inches, but yeah, so it's, I don't know, something like this maybe. So you can't really stop a lot of the bass bouncing around. A lot of the bass traps aren't thick enough. So yeah, that's something to consider. I'm considering it currently, because road number 3 is actually hiring a professional acoustician? I don't know what the English word is, but hire an acoustics guy to help me figure out what I need for my space and help me plan out what to build. And then build it myself or hire somebody to help me build it. But I really have to factor in the time it takes to actually make all the stuff I need, all the absorbers and stuff, and it might not be the most ideal situation for me, because I might want to spend the time on other things. For example, making videos for you all. Now, while the music studio, of course, will take the most time and effort to set up properly, it's the most it's the most acoustically sensitive thing. I also have to look at the video side of things, where to set it up, how to make it vibey and nice. I also have to look at the overall vibe of the room. Like I said previously, I want to have guests over here, and I want it to be a nice space, a space where I can be creative, where others could be creative. So that's a challenge that I'm facing. And I think one of the biggest issue that I have at the moment is that I really don't have a lot of space to store things. So here's, for example, some power cords. I don't really have anywhere to store it in the house anyway, so kind of need a bigger storage area for cables, for utility stuff, especially for video gear, because it takes up a lot of space. So these are the challenges and the 3 different roads that I'm sort of facing at the moment, and I'm super happy to be able to share this journey with you all. I don't know how many videos there will be. I don't know exactly where we will end up, and that's part of the joy for me. The creative journey starts today here, and I hope you're with me. I hope you had a decent summer, all things considered. And yeah, just try and stay creative through all of this mess. So I hope to talk to you in another video, and yeah, this is Bo from BoBeats. Have a great day.